thinking last night about this case and their theory and how it didn't make any sense and how it didn't fit and how something is wrong. That occurred to me.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant.
It's no disguise. It's no disguise. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
We need to throw good.
Hey yo, what's going on? How y'all doing? It's attorney Michael Campbell with my illustrious colleague, attorney Andrew Wilkerson. Check it back in on the Not Guilty Boyz. Today we have special guest Jeneba Barrie running for the 282nd District Court of Dallas County. How you doing, Jeneba?
Hi, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm doing well. I'm trying to stay warm.
Okay, first of all, I don't want to butcher your name. I'm bad with names. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
It's Jeneba Barrie.
Okay, Jeneba Barrie, excuse me. I want to make sure we start out on point. Glad to have you on. So
Thank you.
you're running for the 282nd District Court of Dallas County, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, tell the people a little bit more about your background. What got you into law? What schools you went to, and your upbringing in the law.
Yes. So I am Jeneba Barrie, and I was born in Freetown, Sierra Leone. It's a small country on the west coast of Africa. I came to the States when I was 8 years old with my family. And then when I was 11, my father was actually murdered in front of me. And I was the only witness to that offense. And after that, I was in foster care for a brief period of time. And that's when I relocated to Texas to be with family. I attended the University of Houston for undergrad and studied political science and communication. And then I got a scholarship and I attended LSU, Louisiana State University, Paul Hebert Law Center for law school.
Great. And when you came out of law school, what type of law did you originally start practicing?
So when I came out of law school, I clerked for a bit at civil firms when I was in law school under a former bankruptcy judge. I clerked for a bit in a civil court in one of the district courts here in Dallas County. But my passion was criminal law. I went to Nueces County and I was a prosecutor there for about a year. And then I relocated to Dallas County and I was a prosecutor in Dallas County. During my prosecutorial experiences, I handled thousands of criminal law cases, including capital murder cases. And I've also tried dozens of cases as first chair to verdict, including anywhere from criminal trespass all the way to murder and manslaughter. Since 2022, I've been working as a federal and state criminal defense attorney now. So I'm on the other side of that, helping my clients through some of the worst times of their lives. And I know you guys know what that feels like. And I'm just trying to help them navigate this system as best as I can. And so what I tell people is my experiences as a former prosecutor, as a crime victim survivor, and also right now as a criminal defense attorney, I have a well-balanced perspective on the law since I've been on all sides of it. And I'm going to bring that perspective to the bench.
Okay. You mentioned, and I'm sorry to hear this, that your father was murdered. I'm sorry to hear that. And you moved to Texas after that, correct?
Correct. Yes.
How did that moment influence you wanting to become involved in the law and your opinion on the justice system?
So I have family members that are attorneys. My grandpa back in Freetown. And so I've always had the passion for law. And, people will say, oh, she's going to be a lawyer because she acts this way. Right. So we all know that family member that tries to push you in a certain path. But having lost my dad, and my brief stint in foster care, I just saw everything that was happening. I don't know if you guys know, a lot of foster kids tend to fall through the cracks.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wanted better for myself. And I know I did have a passion for it. That was just the next logical step. I was bad at math and science too. So that kind of, helped steer me into that profession. But having practiced law right now in all capacities, I love what I do, right? I love being able to help people just get through a rough patch. So I tell people I became a prosecutor to help victims like my family. And then I'm also a defense attorney because I believe there are good people that deserve second chances, right? We're not we should not be pictured by the worst thing we've ever done in life. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes people do things and they don't think, and there is, part of punishment in the law is rehabilitation, right? So I also want to focus on that. And so that's how that kind of steered me. And now running for the bench, I launched my campaign in February of 2025. And I was very certain I wanted to run for this bench. And I'm excited about the support that I'm receiving. And my only job is, if or when I'm allowed to serve the people of Dallas County, to be sure I'm doing it in an efficient and fair manner, and to make sure that everybody that comes in front of me is seen, heard, and respected, regardless of how I rule on their case. And so for me, that is what I want to accomplish. And that is why I'm doing this.
Well, first off, I'd like to say welcome to the good side, being a defense attorney. But, I want to inquire with you as to how your experience being a defense attorney and a prosecutor will play into your role as a judge as far as fairness and, just the way you run your entire courtroom is concerned.
Right. And so the good thing about having a well-rounded perspective, number one, you're not tunnel vision into any one place, right? You're not tunnel vision into just thinking about the prosecutorial side or just thinking about the defense side. And having both of those experiences, the games that could be played on either side. Okay, let's be honest. You know what you can expect when you're dealing with prosecutors and defense attorneys, and also crime victims, right? And I tell people that defendants deserve fairness, right? And crime victims deserve compassion. Those two truths are not mutually exclusive. We can do both, and we can make sure that the system works for everybody. So the straight answer to your question is, having both of those experiences is going to make me better able to weed through the BS, because there could be some of those, and look at the law, look at the facts of a case, and make a determination based on the law and the facts, free from any outside influences, and making sure that everybody that has a stake in the case is seen and heard in regards to how the case plays out. And I tell people, as a judge, you're not going to get it right 100% of the time. I don't anticipate, if the people of Dallas County elect me to this position, that I will always get it right. But one thing that judges have to have is accountability, right? Is for people to say, hey, look at this. You did this here. We don't think that's right. And how do we fix this? And as a judge, it's not my place to insert ego or to insert any personal feelings towards ruling and making fair rulings based on the facts and the evidence. Again, not pushback. My job is to listen more than I speak. So when things are called to my attention, I can correct it without being defensive or without being inappropriate with people. And that's my goal.
It sounds like you spent some time carefully analyzing from both perspectives, the defense lawyer's perspective and the prosecutor perspective, how you could make the bench better, for the lack of a better term. And I can hear that in your responses to these questions. And I find it very intriguing and very inspiring as well. With, I heard you talk a lot about being a fair judge, but how do you think being an efficient judge looks in the courtroom?
Well, it's simple. Efficiency is all about doing things the right way in a timely manner and making sure that because think about it. You guys know how these kind of cases work, right? We have state jail offenses that are not as serious as the capital murders and the aggravated kidnappings and all that stuff. And so to your question, I'm going to insert a little bit about what I would like to get done. Number one, we have a bunch of people in jail for state jail offenses, right? They don't have bonds, they don't have trial dates.
Right.
So again, having been on both sides, prosecution and defense, my first job is to say, hey guys, listen, we have someone that's in here for a theft enhanced. We have someone that's in here for a nonviolent offense, right? Or low-level drug off, whatever it is, right? What can we do to move it in a fair and efficient way?
Absolutely.
How can we get this person a bond hearing so that way they can go home to their families and get back to work and make money to survive and see the next day? Because when people are sitting in jail, they're not productive members of society. And we have to think about it. Every case that comes before us, there's a family member behind those cases, right? So you have dads or moms that can't work, can't provide for their kids, bills pile up, and it's just a cycle. So again, my first order of business is let's see how we can move these state jail cases, rocket docket, whatever, as long as it's fair, as long as it's just, and as long as it's an offer that you would otherwise think it's normal under the circumstances. Again, you have to look at everything on a case by case basis. Let's get these people trial dates and get these people court dates, so that way we can reduce the backlog, and get the jail population under control and get people back to their families who are not a danger to the community, because we also have to weigh how these impact members of the community. We want to make sure that the community is safe, but let's get these cases taken care of. And of course, everybody deserves their day in court. Everybody deserves a trial date. So people of all level degrees of felonies, you want a court date, you want a trial date, let's get you scheduled. You want to do a plea, prosecutor, defense, what can we work out? Let's get that done. And so that's how I define efficiency. We can be efficient and still be just in the outcome of the process.
Okay, so maybe more aggressive scheduling orders, making sure that the business is done. People get things misconstrued. I appreciate you talking about fairness, because a lot of people really look at the justice system, the criminal justice system, as just a system that's here to punish criminals, and they ignore the plain language criminal justice system. You're actually supposed to make sure that these alleged criminals receive justice as far as their rights and everything. So with that said, what do you think about discovery deadlines and the way sometimes, things get held back and slowed down because, certain evidence isn't turned over and things of that nature?
Well, you mentioned something earlier. I wanted to touch on the scheduling orders, right? I intend to adopt those in the courtroom because I've seen how effective they have been in other counties that I've practiced in, right? So the moment you get a case, we have an arraignment day, or, magistrate arraigns them, but you have a first appearance, you have second or third court hearings, you have a discovery deadline. Hey, state, did you give them the information? Hey, defense, did you review it? And then you have a pretrial setting, and then you have a trial date, right? Very efficient. So that way, from the jump, from day one, people understand what the process is going to look like. Defendants understand, all right, so this is the day, my first appearance. Some other jurisdictions have arraignment after the case is indicted by the grand jury, right? Mm-hmm. And in Dallas County, the magistrate arraigns the individuals. But anyways, what we know is that people know when their first court appearance is. They know when their pretrial is. They know when discovery is sent out. And the defense attorneys have a deadline. And I know defense attorneys, again, having worked as a defense attorney, you're doing a lot. You have a lot of clients to manage. Oh, yeah. So, hey, defense attorney, you have 2 months to make sure your client has seen this discovery. Do they have any questions? Are there any issues with any constitutional rights or violations, right? And then we have the pretrial. So, at pretrial, hey, this is your last time to take an offer. State, what's the offer? Do you want to take that? Yeah, sure. Off the docket. Do you want to take that? No, I want my day in court. Okay, this is your court date. Be prepared to try your case, right? And I think this scheduling orders are very, very effective in that way because there are no misunderstandings. You know from day one how your case is going to play out, usually about 3 to 6 months, and you know what to expect from the system, so there's no confusion or chaos from any side. So yes, I will be adopting that. And I think it's very efficient to get people home or keep the community safe.
Okay. Now, as far as fairness and justice, part of this system is meant to rehabilitate or deter crime as well as it's meant to punish. Do you have any programs or incentives that you're looking to implement to help facilitate situations where rehabilitation or some kind of classes or I don't know, programs that can help these individuals who don't necessarily need to be, like you say, rotting away in jail. We can give them the resources they need to be productive and successful citizens. Do you have any ideas of any programs you can implement?
Right. And first, let me just say, Dallas County has a lot of pretrial diversion programs.
Yes.
And they have it for, different offenses, youthful offenders and things like that. And so my goal is to strengthen whatever I see that's lacking in my particular bench, right? So having not knowing what exactly is needed, my plan is to do is get in there, see what's needed, and then either work in concert with Dallas County or try to find a way with other judges or other people that have done it before, implement, programs that I think will be better suited for the types of cases that come into my court. I would like to say, though, I am a big proponent of, again, with a caveat that is going to be in conjunction with the commissioners or the county night or weekend courts. And I say that because sometimes you have clients that have to make a decision between showing up to court versus going to work and getting warrants. And that's played out so many times, so where I had to go down to one of my clients' workplaces and say, look, he was in court. I have it here. He was here. Please don't fire him. Right. And I don't think there are a lot of defense attorneys that say I had to go down and tell people, hey, don't fire him. He was in court. Because sometimes that happens. People want to get this done. People generally want to get this behind them and past them. And so I think it's upon us for the criminal justice system, right? If you want to say justice, is to help people get to that point. And I think sometimes it's kind of unfair to have someone decide, do I go to court and miss work and lose my job, or do I go to work and miss court and get a warrant? And I see that happen a lot. So I said that with a caveat because I don't want to make promises that I'm not able to keep. But you better believe if there's a way that I can either implement night court or weekend court or virtual court. Judge Kelly has a really good virtual court and she's working right now during the snowstorm. I won't want to talk to her. Like, how are you doing this? Right. But so there are ways to get things done. And I'm very open to that. But that's one of the things I've seen practicing as a criminal defense attorney is people constantly having to make that calculation and that judgment, getting a warrant versus getting food on the table.
Do you have, these people need to be able to find you, need to be able to touch you, reach out and touch you. You want to tell people your Instagram handle, anything you got coming up, going on? Or?
Sure. So on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, I'm tired. My handle is at JENEBAFOR282ND. So it's at Jeneba for 282nd. And my website is www.jenebafor282nd.com.
Okay. And you got a little endorsement. Well, not a little endorsement. You got a pretty nice endorsement today. You want to tell the people about that?
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that. So I found out today that the Dallas Morning News has endorsed me. They found that I am the better balanced candidate, and they found that my temperament was better than my opponent. And I take that very seriously. I don't take it lightly, and I hope to keep earning the support of the people of Dallas County. If I'm given an opportunity, I hope I get on there and do the job, show up to work, do it well, and continue to have that temperament that is needed in order for justice to run fairly and efficiently.
Dallas Morning News is a huge endorsement. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you
have
so much.
one more question, and of course, I have to touch on it. I mean, some may say it's a little controversial, but I have to touch on it. You're taking over the 282nd District Court, and the name 282nd District Court right now rings bells in all of Dallas County because of the shoes you're filling in the bench. How do you think you can improve the, let's lack of a better word, reputation of the 282nd District Court in Dallas County?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. So when I announced my run, I was running to restore the integrity, decorum, and justice to the bench because of what you mentioned. Again, I don't want to really discuss the reputation, right?
Right.
I guess I see myself as a fixer and try to change the narrative a little bit of that court. Going forward, when I'm given an opportunity to serve, I want that court to be open and transparent and to be the court of the people. I want individuals to go in that court being seen and heard and respected. I want individuals to know that I am the judge that would look at all sides of the equation and do my very best to come up with a fair and sound solution that everybody will be, even if you don't agree with it. Every time you make a decision as a judge, somebody somewhere is not happy, right? The difference is you can be unhappy with the decision without saying that I put a thumb on the scale or you felt disrespected or unheard or unseen. And it was not a transparent process. So that's the difference. So it's possible that even though I don't rule in your favor, you leave the court respecting and understanding and not doubting the system. That's very, very important. Even if I don't rule in your favor, you can say, look, I took that L today, but I believe the process was fair. And that's what I want people to know and take away when they hear the 282nd District Court starting January 1st, 2027.
Now, you might have summed this up in your last answer and in your other answers as well, but you were a prosecutor for some years. Being a prosecutor, people don't know, like I tell people, the DA is the most powerful person in the courtroom. They could charge you, they could dismiss your case, they can fast track your case, they can do whatever they need to do to get the job done. Now, judges are powerful as well. Mostly in a different way, but why should the people of Dallas County trust you with that type of power?
Well, the thing is, power belongs to the people, right? Every 4 years, the people get to say whether or not they want to rehire you for this job. And I take that very, very seriously. Look, when people go to vote, sometimes they don't know completely who all they're voting for. And that's why I am out there. I mean, anything that I can find myself doing, I am doing. I was in 3 parades in 2 days. Okay. I want to meet the people. I want to work hard for the people because it's a very good question. Why should they trust me? They should trust me because they've met me. They've understood my story, my background. They understand what drives me, right? It's not ego. It's not bluster. It's not for a vanity project. I'm running in this race because I believe that the people of Dallas County deserve a court that works and is efficient, and a court that they can be proud of. And that's why I'm running. All the time, I tell people I'm running for integrity, decorum, justice, and accountability. Okay. Being accountable kind of stifles you overtaking power from the people. Because when people come to you and say, hey, judge, listen, you did this or you didn't do that or whatever it is, a judge should be able to step back and reflect on what people are telling them or showing them without inputting your own ego. And I've said this before. So for me, this is not a power play. A lot of people that know me, I'm more introverted than any. Of course, I'm out there. I'm trying to meet as many people as possible. And I'm trying to tell them what my platform is, what it's based on, my background, my education, my experiences, both personal and professional. And so I know I'm doing it for the right reasons. And that's the number one thing. Before I announced my candidacy, I had a serious talk with myself. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you believe that people of Dallas County deserve better and you will be that better? Or are you doing this because of ego and pride? I'm very happy to say during the campaign trail, I have people coming up to me and say, I misjudged you. When I first met you, I thought all you cared about is looking pretty and your nails and this and that. But you're a workhorse. And the biggest compliment I've had during this campaign trail is people telling me that I'm a workhorse that looked like a show horse, when at first they thought I was a show horse, right? So also breaking the narrative that people think of me, judging a book by its cover, and then they get to reading and they're like, oh, it's a lot of substance in here. And that's been very refreshing for me when people come up to me and like, you're hardworking, you're everywhere. Oh my God. I love that. And so that's why for me, it is a powerful position, but one I do not take lightly and one that I hope that the people of Dallas County keep me accountable either day by day or every 4 years at the polling booth.
Wow, I think your answers were dead on point. I loved your answers. I think your answers are well thought out. Just you're well spoken. I agree. Like, you have opened my eyes a little bit during this short interview as to your ability to get this handled and done. So I definitely think that you will make a great great judge in the 282nd District Court. Thank you for coming on,
Yeah,
Miss
thank
Barrie.
you for having me.
No,
I've
no.
been wanting to come to this podcast forever.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no,
I'm seeing
no,
I'm seeing other people getting their I'm like, when is it gonna be my turn? I want to tell
no,
y'all what I want to do for the people, but
no.
I really
People
appreciate
watching, they watching.
Yeah, we're
it.
glad
Yeah,
to, and this is why
yeah.
we do this. We want to bring the people to the candidates. We want them to be, you're in a conference in your home. We want to bring them to your home to meet you. And I think this is a great way to expose you to the public. And can you tell us about any events or any fundraising events or any events that you may have coming up that we should be looking forward to?
So I just had my last fundraising event before the primaries back on the 15th, so like 2 Thursdays ago. But if anyone wants to donate to me, I'll gladly take it. Running a campaign is expensive, and my eyes have been open open to
Right.
that. I didn't think it was gonna be easy, but whoo, every time you turn around, something's got to get paid, which is
Oh
fine.
yeah.
But my website, Jeneba for 282nd /donate. I've had people donate $5. I've had somebody donate $1. So I take every amount, and I'm grateful for every single red cent because it pays for something. I'm so grateful for everyone that support me throughout this process. I didn't think it was going to be easy, but I knew it was going to be worth it. I'm still in the fight. Still have about a month to go before early voting. March 3rd is election day. Early voting starts February 17th to the 27th. So anybody that can hear my voice, make sure you're registered to vote. The deadline is February 2nd to be registered to vote. And I hope to see you at the polls and vote for a candidate that has integrity, that has the temperament, that has couth and decorum. And I will be sure to work and fight for the people of Dallas County to build that trust and continue building that trust beyond.
Well, you heard it here, live and direct, straightforward. Miss Jeneba Barrie. I'm gonna butcher that again.
No, it's
Jeneba.
okay. It's okay. It's Jeneba. I have so many variations to my name at this point. I'm like Thanos. I'm
No,
I'm
I got
collecting
you.
name variations.
I got
So
you. I apologize about
hey,
that, but thanks for coming
as
on.
long as I see it on the ballot, right?
No,
Yep,
I know
that's
how to
it.
get off on the ballot. That's what matters. And you got
That's
any
it.
closing
That's it.
words?
Nah, we appreciate you coming on. People, keep tuning in, keep tapping in. We bringing them to your doorstep. I mean, you don't have to wonder anymore. You don't have to worry. You don't have to just be circling the answer B because you don't know what the answer is. Okay, you know what these people stand for. Judge Jeneba gonna do a good job. Y'all get in there. Y'all know what she stands for. Y'all know her story, and we hope to get her on here again after she wins. So Not Guilty Boyz. Keep liking, keep subscribing on YouTube. Any legalese and me questions you have, send to our Instagram. Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You.
No, yeah,
Me?
yeah.
Oh, me? Oh. Like I said before, I am the candidate that is looking to turn everything around and restore the faith and confidence back to the 282nd Judicial District Court. And I look forward to continue earning your vote. And I look forward to seeing you at the poll on March 3rd, 2026.
Not Guilty Boyz. We're going to continue to bring these judicial candidates and maybe some congressional candidates here to your screen, to your tablets, to your phone. Y'all continue to tune in. We got some great shows coming up, and we look forward to continue to just have these productive and very
Informative.
shows. Informative. Well, we're checking out Not Guilty Boyz. Appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
For sure.
It's no disguise. It's no disguise. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
We need to throw good, do you?
of at least one crime of murder of the first degree and one or more crimes of murder of the first or second degree to be not true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict? So say you one, so say you all.